wanted to be an engineer like my father, Eric. But then I didn't like the idea of, I was living up to an expectation that I didn't have to live up to. And so I wanted to like carve my own path and wanted to do something that I was more passionate about. And so in high school is when I started working in the cherry orchard as my first job. I had this one supervisor that he was a great mentor, he was not only my supervisor, but he was a great mentor as well. And so he really believed in me and really got me more inspired about like what I was doing at the orchard, because it was really hard work. I would wake up at like 4 a.m. Every day. The first month was awful. Like it was the hardest thing that I'd done in my life to that point. But it had taught me so many different principles and so many different like values that I cherished. I did Running Start. I wanted to be an engineer, so I took classes that were heavily math related and everything. But once I graduated high school with my AA, I had to make a choice of whether I wanted to continue to going down the engineering pathway or to go on a different path. I was like, I don't want to be an engineer anymore. I'm only doing that to make my parents happy. I want to do something that I am truly passionate about and truly enjoy and like. And so I decided to go into agriculture. So what I'm doing now is I'm researching the impact of leaf removal on spur and apple tree health in Honeycrisp and Cosmic Crisp apples. And so it's an interesting project because I'm working with the removal of leaves. And if you take that as it is, face value, you would think that why would you want to remove the leaves off a tree? I certainly did that for my experiment. I removed 100% of my leaves in one of my treatments and it totally fried the fruit. So I do not recommend that at all. On the other hand, especially in the Honeycrisp, it's yielding good results because it's improving red color. And red color correlates to as long as it's clean fruit, it correlates to a higher profitable margin for the grower. I have two different sets of sub-experiments, one of them being a severity treatment and the other being a timing treatment. So in the timing one, I'm removing 50% of the leaves 14 days before harvest and 7 days before harvest and comparing those results. And what I'm finding in those results right now is that there isn't a super large significant difference, meaning that timing is a way to manage red color, but it may not be the best way, not the most effective way anyway. On the other hand, my severity treatment, where I have 5 different treatments of 100% leaf removal, 75%, 50%, 25%, and 0%, which is my control, so just regular tree. In that sub-experiment, I'm seeing a lot different results because if you remove 25%, well, that's a substantial difference if you remove 75%. And so finding that good threshold of what you can recommend to a grower and saying that if you remove this many leaves or this much of the canopy, not only are you letting more sun exposure into your canopy, but you're also going to be more susceptible to sunburn because you have less leaves. And so that experiment is like pretty interesting to me just because you're quantifying a horticultural practice that may not have always been quantifiable.